So the first question, how has the first week gone here in our first week of preparation? Oh, there's a little echo. Perfect. Yeah, so we are at the beach, but we're we're working very hard. But yeah, no, it's been an incredible first I would call this phase one of preseason. We are going on a break tomorrow for Christmas and family time. We really value that here, making sure the girls get some time with their families. But looking back at this week, we did have half the group for a week because we gave the 6 national team players who attended the November camp. We did give them an extra week of time with their friends and family. So we have had a kind of a 2 different groups, and then everybody together here in Puerto Vallarta. So we have benefited from a great foundation from Apertura. We have started the preseason in a completely different way than we did last season, which is fantastic. You know, a lot of the style of play, the identities, the processes, they're all in a good place, and foundations are there to be built on. So exciting for me as a coach. We have really balanced the social connection with the group this time around. We really need to deepen that connection to really move towards a 6th championship. I think it's going to be about connection in the people, and that's going to take intentional work. You can translate that one because then I'll answer the second one after.
Perfect.
Yeah,
en esta primera semana, pues sí, estamos en la playa, pero hemos estado trabajando muy duro. Ha sido una fase increíble. Vamos a tener a partir de mañana un receso para Navidad, para que las jugadoras tengan tiempo con sus familias. Tuvimos a la mitad del grupo esta semana porque les dimos más tiempo a las jugadoras que estuvieron en la selección nacional, para que pudieran tener pues más tiempo con sus familiares y con sus amigos. Entonces, obviamente, tenemos grupos diferentes. Nos hemos beneficiado de tener una fundación importante. Empezamos la pretemporada de una manera diferente a la temporada pasada. Los procesos están en un lugar mejor. Es emocionante para mí como entrenadora, y tenemos que balancear más las conexiones entre el equipo, capitalizar en esas conexiones para poder trabajar hacia la 6ª estrella.
Question number 2, what I like to build on from last season? You know, a lot. The championship really doesn't, you know, confirm that we are the best footballing team in the country. I think we're a very good footballing team. I think we have shifted a style of play from maybe more direct football to more possession style football, but we need to reinforce our defending. I think we let in too many goals that were preventable from individual and small group errors, collective errors, areas, you know, where I feel we can dominate the game even more defensively. We have to be comfortable without the ball as well. I mean, we saw that against America in the final. We won a game on a transitional moment from Jackie Ovaya, you know, from a low press. So you start to see all the moments matter, and we need to reinforce defending. The attacking transition was quite good, and the possession under high press, so building out of the back, can be much, much, much better. So we need to get the players more comfortable with pressure, being pressured under, playing out under pressure. We need to increase those skill sets and that vision and awareness for them, which is only going to come from hard work, dedication, and intentional practice.
Ok, obviamente hemos cambiado nuestro estilo de juego, de tener más posesión, de ser más directas, pero tenemos que reforzar nuestra defensa como jugadoras individuales, también como grupo, como colectivo. Tenemos áreas, tenemos que dominar el juego más defensivamente, estar más cómodas sin el balón. Sabemos que ganamos el campeonato en una jugada de Lisbedo Valle, en donde fue una presión baja, y todos los momentos durante el partido importan. Saber tener posesión con presión alta. Necesitamos que las jugadoras se sientan más cómodas de jugar con esa presión que imprimen los otros equipos, y trabajar en esa visión y entender que viene de un trabajo duro y dedicación.
Yeah, I did touch upon a few of the things, but I do like what you asked about the individualism there. And, you know, because we do have such strong individuals who have, some of them, and a lot of them have already won 5 championships. And I think the question we have to ask ourselves quite critically, and the players do as well, when you've won half of the available championships, what are you playing for? It's a big question because you've done it. but really it's the excellence we're trying to achieve. And that high performer in all of us at the highest levels, we want to achieve more. What does that mean? Higher quality play. And yes, we are more focused on the individual this year, not to individualize and separate, but to pour into the individual to then give back to the group in a bigger and more exponential way. So it's a high focus for us to look at some players, like let's take somebody like a Mayor. You know, maybe a misconception could be that she's happy to be where she's at in her career, but she's not. She wants to improve in many areas, and I won't expose her own, you know, that's for her to talk about. But we have discussed and sat down the details of where she needs to bring her game to another level. So when you have one of your top players so hungry for more, it's a great message to say that we're far from finished. And yes, there are many team, you know, units and individual themes, but the individual is going to be of highest priority for our staff. We're going to be pouring into the details this year.
Para traducir rápidamente, la pregunta fue de que si había algo que se podía mejorar de la temporada pasada, que si va a ser más enfocado en el equipo, en lo individual. Y Carmelina menciona que le gusta esa pregunta específica de lo individual, porque sabemos que hay muchas jugadoras que ya ganaron 5 campeonatos y es una pregunta de qué necesitamos hacer, cómo podemos darle eso para que ellas sigan con esa hambre de ganar. Cuando han ganado la mitad de los campeonatos que están disponibles, ¿para qué vas a trabajar? Entonces es tratar de ir por más, pero enfocarlos en lo individual, sin obviamente quitar en el equipo, pero que eso puede ayudar a que las jugadoras mejoren. Por ejemplo, Mayor, algo que se puede pensar es que ya está feliz en donde está, pero ella quiere mejorar y se ha discutido con ella como un ejemplo, y que obviamente que tu jugadora que está en la cima quiera más, es algo que anima, que es muy importante y que ahorita esa es la prioridad, que poder darles ese espacio a las jugadoras para que mejoren individualmente.
Yeah, great. Yeah, we've just completed a match against the Puerto Vallarta club boys here, U15. Looked like grown men, which was fantastic. You know, I really appreciate the competition against league opponents, which we will aim to have a league opponent January 2nd. We are looking to kind of finalize that right at the minute here. We're almost there. So I see value in that, but I also see value in being stretched. So I really do like to train with boys, play against boys. We had a match that was periodized, so it was only 80 minutes of football. Players got up to 50 minutes just to start, but 50 minutes felt like 60 to 70 minutes because of the opponent. So yes, we are working slowly to get the girls back into 90-minute fitness. That doesn't come overnight, and we're working hard to do that. And we'll be ready by January 9th when we play Atlas at home. We will be ready to fire, and we're very excited for it. So yeah, we're working well, and I think the team is right around there, 60 to 70% of where we're going to be. And that's, I think, quite normal for our planning.
Bueno, ya tuvimos un amistoso para una sub-15 con chavos, que fue un juego fantástico, y también obviamente estamos planeando poder jugar contra un equipo de la liga. Estamos trabajando en poder tener uno el 2 de enero, finalizando los últimos detalles, ya casi estamos ahí. Y obviamente también hay valor en poder jugar contra esos jóvenes, porque te hacen trabajar más, poder entrenar contra ellos. Obviamente hace que tengas pues ese balance para poder llegar a estar 100% en lo físico. Estamos trabajando para que el equipo llegue a estar físicamente preparadas para jugar 90 minutos y que estemos listas para cuando juguemos contra el Atlas en casa. Y ahorita en este momento yo pienso que estamos en un 60-70%.
Fantastic. That's funny. Yeah, when it comes to reinforcements, we have a are devastated at Bianca's ACL. It is part of the game. She's working hard to get back. We will miss her. She was a starter, a titular. She was somebody who we relied on heavily for our success last season. But let's not forget we have Annika Nati, Villarreal, and Hannah Gutierrez. So there's quite a depth in the back with the center backs. We have Chris, we have Feral, Espinosa, and we also have, of course, Gaitan. which is fantastic. So yeah, in terms of roster depth, I think we're in a good place. We do need to improve our defending generally, but it's not specific to those players. I think it's more, the team and the units working together, more preventative measures. And then for for Christmas, what am I asking for Santa? I haven't asked for a while now, actually. I'm the youngest of my family, but I haven't asked for gifts in a while. But, maybe a sixth championship and the strength and the courage to continue pushing forward for something like that. So that's what I'll ask for Santa.
Bueno, para cuando se habla de toda la parte defensiva, obviamente no estamos devastadas por lo que está pasando ahorita. Bianca está trabajando muy duro para poder regresar lo más pronto posible, pero recordar que tenemos a Anika, a Nati Villarreal, a Hanna, que hay profundidad y que obviamente en la central también tenemos a Ferral, a Gaitana Espinosa y que consideramos que estamos en un lugar que obviamente se tiene que mejorar en la defensa y que para su carta Santa Claus hace mucho que no le pide algo, pero este año le quiere pedir un sexto campeonato y la fortaleza para poder conseguirlo.
We are typically a team that is more senior in nature, meaning, 25 plus, sort of that average age, a little bit older, more experienced to your point. But we are fully benefiting from the great work of the institution of TT at the U18 level. What a fantastic coach and what she's done last season to get, 5 players into one of the best teams in Mexico. We now have players that are able to compete, and we are mutually benefiting from them being in our camp. Not only are they getting exposed to a much higher level of physicality and speed of play, which is normal once you reach the women's level, but they are genuinely talented players, but also very, very good people. I think my highlight of camp, and we don't really talk about this too much, but was the culture, meaning that, a lot of the older players embracing the younger players, them dancing together, them having moments of candidness, of genuine connection. And I think a group that can welcome young players like that is in a very, very good place. And, I'm excited for the future of this club because I think the more we build out that academy structure below us, the longevity and the local talent and the identity of what we're looking for will be at the forefront. So yeah, it's been positive, honestly, very positive, and I'm very pleased with all 5 players that are with us.
Hemos sido típicamente un equipo que ha tenido más experiencia, que son jugadoras veteranas, pero sin duda nos estamos beneficiando de este trabajo de la institución, lo que ha estado haciendo Titi con la sub-18, el poder tener a 5 jugadoras en el mejor equipo de México, 5 años y jugadoras que están disponibles para poder competir. Ambos nos beneficiamos porque se están exponiendo al juego del primer equipo, cómo juega el primer equipo y obviamente tener a jugadoras que genuinamente son talentosas y que son buenas personas. Y para mí el highlight del campo de cómo ha sido la pretemporada es la cultura, el ver que jugadoras veteranas han estado recibiendo a estas jugadoras jóvenes, ver que han tenido una conexión genuina y para mí que un grupo pueda darle la bienvenida a jugadoras como ellas es algo muy positivo, es algo bueno que habla del futuro del club, el que podamos ver talento local y que podamos poner esa identidad al frente y que para mí ha sido algo muy positivo y estoy muy contenta.
Sorry. Yeah, I heard about Anne Helen and obviously her time with us and obviously her not being here anymore. So I'll put some words on that. And then if you could explain the second question, Mane, or translate.
Sure. What do you think of what's happening worldwide with the women players who are with their ACLs, like the ACL problem in women?
Okay. All right. I'll start at the Anne Helen. So Anne Helen is a special person. She came in for a project for one tournament. That was always the agreement. I needed some help and some reinforcement. We have a great staff, but we needed some more experienced people around the program, and she did that. She came, she poured her heart and soul, her spirit into the team, and she is greatly missed. I'm so appreciative of the work she did. She was pivotal to the championship. She really, really was. Detail around the set pieces and bringing in all the time and experience she's had around the women's game. It only lifted us higher, and she's left a legacy behind. She's left us in a better place. And I wish her nothing but the best. And we are, in the final stages of bringing in another assistant coach. So exciting times ahead as well. When it comes to the global game, oh, Amane, did you want me to stop there so you can?
Yeah, let me translate this real quick.
Yep.
So Ángelen es una persona muy especial, vino solamente para este torneo, eso era lo que habíamos acordado desde el principio. Queríamos tener a alguien con esa experiencia alrededor de nuestro programa del fútbol femenil. Es alguien que de verdad dejó el alma y el corazón en este equipo, en el espíritu del equipo, y estoy muy agradecida. Fue muy importante para este campeonato el haber traído su experiencia, el legado que dejó atrás, y de verdad le deseo todo lo mejor y que estamos en los últimos pasos para poder traer a un asistente nuevo.
When it comes to the global game and some of the initiatives around how much players are playing, it's so variable around the league, around the world. I mean, if you look at, Oceania, New Zealand, Australia, if you look at the amount of games those players are playing compared to Europe, it's more of a European problem, I think, and it is a big one. To keep adding more and more tournaments without the natural breaks and pauses, I think it's going to put a lot of stress on the clubs to be extremely careful around their programming, and you're going to have to balance objectives. So what do I mean? I think, leagues are important to win. Playoffs are critical. That's why we have jobs. But when you start adding things like a Club World Cup, where does that fit into the institution's priorities? And I think all institutions across the world are going to be very challenged to start to prioritize, maybe deepen rosters, maybe start to increase roster sizes, because the same group of for us 22 players cannot accomplish a club World Cup, a Liga run, a regular season championship. You're going to need to carry 30 players. It's going to be difficult and different, but definitely achievable. But we cannot do what we're doing right now and keep adding more programming. That's not possible. As you see, players are stressed, getting injured, overuse injuries, fatigue-based injuries. And yeah, it's sad at the minute, but I'm expecting an adaptation from people like ourselves to start moving with what's needed during these times. But I do think it's good for the game. We need more. We all want more. It's just how we go about it.
El fútbol global está trayendo nuevas iniciativas. Estamos viendo que las jugadoras están jugando más partidos. Si comparamos a cómo está jugando, por ejemplo, alguien de la Liga de Australia con una liga en Europa, estamos viendo que las jugadoras europeas están teniendo más partidos, lo que es un problema, porque estamos agregando más torneos sin tomar en cuenta los procesos y también los momentos de descanso, y tenemos que ser extremadamente cuidadosos, entender cuáles son los objetivos, entender que obviamente la liguilla es algo crítico, pero cuando agregas algo como un mundialito de clubs, eso, ¿dónde entra como prioridad en la institución? La prioridad depende y debe ser que incremente la cantidad de jugadoras que podemos tener en la plantilla, porque un solo grupo es muy difícil que pueda lograr un mundialito de clubes, una liguilla, una temporada regular. Tenemos que considerar que podamos ampliar nuestra plantilla a 30 jugadoras. Va a ser algo difícil y diferente. Es algo que se puede lograr, pero no podemos hacer lo que se está haciendo ahorita y agregar más programas, porque lo que va a hacer es crear más fatigas y más lesiones. Entonces tenemos que considerar qué cambios tenemos que hacer para poder tener estos nuevos torneos.